I touch turn to gold. Ain't I something special? This one for my haters, I'm a motivator. I make them niggas wanna do better. I want too much, I can never settle. Settle for less, nigga, I can never. If she did better, I probably would've kept her. But oh well, I found something better, and she gon' do me better. Alright, man, for everybody who watching, man, we got Fairplay, man. Fairplay from Streetbeefs. You probably know it from Streetbeefs, man. With the suspenders and the slacks. Where you from? What was it like growing up? Where you grew up?
I'm originally, well, my name's Dejan Farrell Francis, but I'm originally from Bridgeton, New Jersey. And growing up was a little tough. You know, it was just like any other type of town, a little poverty. But I grew up with my grandparents, and they raised me. They raised me right while I was young to make me grow up and become a better person today. My grandfather was very humble. He was huge into the church. He was a pastor for a while. Then once he passed away, I kind of took his morals and put them inside my own personality.
Definitely. Growing up, did you have a history of fighting?
I was actually a pacifist for most of my life. I didn't start fighting actually until I got out of the military. I thought I'd take it up as a self-defense so I can protect those people that can't protect themselves.
Did you play any other sports growing up?
Yeah, I was huge in track. Played a lot of track and field. I did a little wrestling in high school. I used to play a lot of instruments too when I was in high school. When I joined the jazz band.
So you into music?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. We're gonna get back into that in a second. How do you feel about the Guns Down, Gloves Up movement?
That's really good. It's Guns Down, Gloves Up is really good because it gets less crime off the streets and helps people become more of a community. It helps people solve their problems with in a less lethal way. And usually, when you have a fight with someone, you grow respect for them too. You know.
Oh, definitely. Have you do you have any history of gun violence, or have you lost anybody to gun violence?
I lost a good amount of family from gun violence. Some cousins on my mom's side from gun violence, some cousins from my dad's side from gun violence. Because, you know, people have disagreements or just even indirect. I mean, and then one of my cousins actually died from a shootout that he wasn't even involved in. He was just passing by and hit him in his leg, and his artery hit his artery, and he bled out. So, if people would fight less, if people would solve their problems a different way instead of using weapons, we would probably have a better community.
Well, definitely, bro. That's what it's all about, man.
Yeah.
How did that affect you personally?
It affected me personally because, you know, you always think to yourself of the what if scenario, like what could I have done to change it, or if they weren't there at this time, what could have happened? And also, it's just in any scenario, you know, like even with gangs and robberies and crime, I mean, it really shows you like people's backgrounds. They had to have had horrible lifestyles in their past growing up that made them like that. Like what we as a community or we as a whole could do to influence others not to be so violent or to make themselves better people for their future.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, how did you get into Streetbeefs, bro?
I got into Streetbeefs because my school closed down, and I've been training with them at that time about 5 years, and I've done amateur events, like sanctioned amateur events all around the state, but I never really had the ability to perform as much as I wanted to. So one day I was about to get back into it, I started training hard, coronavirus hit, and then my school closed down from bankruptcy. They went out of business. So me firing from the hip with what I still know, I joined Streetbeefs, and I was really surprised I was able to sign up and join the group, and then sign up for a fight and actually make it and see everyone.
Was it pretty simple to sign up and fight?
Yeah, the sign up was actually a lot simpler than I thought. I thought I had to go through a lot more. But I signed up through the Facebook group but the website is a lot easier now, from what I hear. And once I signed up, an event popped up, and I put my name in the hat and showed up, and I actually got a match. Really easy.
Okay, so how long have you been involved with Street Beef? How long you been fighting in Street Beef, you would say?
Well, last November, so that means I've been doing it for about 10 months now, 9-10 months now.
That's what's up. All right, within this 10 months, man, you made a name for yourself pretty fast, bro.
Yeah.
My first time seeing you fight, I remember you having the karate suit on.
Yeah.
All right, tell me what made you switch it up and start wearing the slacks and suspenders?
Oh, well, it's crazy. It's crazy because I wore the karate gi specifically for MMA, and then I started wearing the gi for boxing, and people complained about it. So I thought I'd change it up and wear a suit. And the suit's supposed to represent, like, you know, the old time boxers. That's what they usually walk in. That's the getup they would walk in before they fought. So I thought I'd wear that for boxing, and it just stuck, you know.
Yeah. Did you play Street Fighter growing up?
Yeah, I played a lot of Street Fighter growing up.
Hey, so
Yeah.
you know about? I think it's two of them that kind of dress like that, bro. Dudley and Eagle, I think.
Yeah, Dudley and Eagle. Yep.
Yeah.
Dudley wears the suspenders, and Eagle wears the suspenders too.
Yeah.
It's just that there's no stick fighting in Street Beef. Sadly, they don't have that as an event yet. So
Yeah, it's dope, bro. It's dope. It definitely got my attention, man.
thanks, man.
What's your Street Beef record?
Well, I'm currently 7-2 in boxing, 1-1 in BJJ, and 4-0 in MMA.
What's BBJ?
Jiu-jitsu, grappling.
Just not noticing that Street Beef did grappling. Like, you know, I ain't know they did it separate. I ain't know they had like grappling.
They do it every once in a while. They try to have grappling events, but people just boxing is the most popular one, you know, and MMA. But they have grappling events every once in a while.
That what's up. So you say you 7-2 in boxing.
Yeah.
1-1 in
The
grappling.
Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and 4-0 in MMA.
Okay. All right. So you know both MMA and boxing. So which one do you like more?
I mean, I like boxing more, but I come from an MMA background. I originally started with karate. But every time I want to do MMA, no one wants to do MMA, so I end up having to do a boxing match, you know?
Yeah.
So that's why my boxing record is so much more popular, because, you know, no one wants to do MMA, everyone wants to do boxing instead.
All right.
So.
Hey, speaking on MMA, you know, like, Street Beef is totally different from sanctioned fights. So, like, it's when it comes to MMA, do you feel like I would say it's a little more challenging, like when it comes to the grind, because of the dirt and the slipping and the circumstances, you know?
Oh yeah, definitely. Because, like, you know, in my first sanctioned bout, you know, you had a cage, you had traction, you had a nice mat. You have to worry about, well, slams still hurt, but it's not as bad as getting slammed on the grass. You know, it's a lot more controlled. But Street Beefs makes it the closest thing to a street fight you can ever get. You know, your opponent doesn't care that you're fighting in dirt. Your opponent doesn't care that you're slipping and sliding. You know,
that's what make it entertaining, bro. For sure.
It does.
Believe it or not, man, the back, a lot of people call it backyard. You know what I'm saying? It's starting to catch the eye. You know what I'm saying? The mainstream people. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, the UFC in their video game to me in a backyard setting. I'm pretty sure they got an influence from Street Beefs for that.
You know what I'm saying?
Backyard setting.
I ain't even know that.
Also, I think honestly, Street Beefs is more popular than amateur, because like there's a lot of guys you don't even know. Like, I fought a total of probably 15, 16 amateur bouts mixed with that's being MMA, boxing, and jiu-jitsu combined, and no one knows that. But I do a couple Street Beefs fight, and now everyone across the country knows. You know, it's just.
Yeah, and that's what type of you know, the combat sport. Combat sports, man, it's more of who can fill up the seats. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, man, you doing good for yourself.
Man, I appreciate that, man.
So.
MTC Beats.